CNN's Anderson Cooper is on the ground for us in Louisiana. He's joining us on the phone right now. You've been there now for the past few days. Where are you now, Anderson? And tell us what you're learning on this day.
Well, I just got back into New Orleans. I was down in the region in Plaquemines Parish with a group of fishermen, oystermen actually, who are really concerned that the water is soon going to become unfishable for them, and they're trying to get as many oysters out as they can before they're told to shut down.
Is the situation seem to be getting easing up as more workers come in, or is it still awful?
I think for a lot of the people here, it still feels the same. I mean, obviously there's been a lot of activity because of President Obama's visit and a lot of attention paid to that. But, for the folks who are just watching it, it's pretty much business as usual. It certainly comes as relief to hear that there's going to be more people, more assets deployed by the federal government to this location, which we learned today from President Obama, because that's been one of the complaints. I mean, you go out to Paso Lutro, as we did 2 days ago with the governor and with the Plaquemines Parish president, Gasser, and there was no one out there trying to clean up the oil, which is already destroyed and killed off and is in the process of killing off marshland. So there's a lot of frustration that you see people on beaches, where reporters can get to cleaning up, but in places that are more removed out in the marshland, that you don't see people cleaning up, and even the booms that are out there that are soaked with oil haven't been picked up.
Bottom line is there's an enormous amount of work that still has to be done. I interviewed Bob Dudley, the managing director of BP. He noted that BP has already spent about $800 or $900 million, almost $1 billion. And I said to him, are you ready to spend billions more to get the job done, make sure that the folks who are losing their money will have the money? And he basically said yes, which I'm sure will be reassuring if it does happen to all those folks whose livelihoods have been crushed.
Well, I mean, billions of dollars sound like a lot to us. To a major corporation like BP, they make an awful lot of money in a short amount of time. I can tell you the fishermen that I was with today, they're waiting to hear back from BP regarding checks. A lot of them have received maybe a $5,000 check. But they would have made, in some cases, $30,000 worth of money with the fishing they would have been able to do over the last couple of weeks. This is prime, for instance, with shrimping. This is prime shrimping time, and a $5,000 check for a shrimper who's been out of work now for 4 weeks, that's nothing. And a lot of them have volunteered to try to help in the relief effort. They're waiting. They've taken classes in how to lay boom and stuff, but there's a lot of frustration that they aren't getting called up because they're being told that there's not enough work to do, and that sort of angers them because they're saying, well, how can you say there's not enough work to do when clearly there's marshland that has oil that hasn't been cleaned up.
Our heart, my heart, and I'm sure all of our viewers' hearts go out to these folks who are struggling and suffering right now. Anderson's going to have a lot more coming up later on AC 360, 10 p.m. Eastern. He's got exclusive material that you're going to want to see.